Prelude to madness.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So, looks like it's about time we start that road, huh?
Oh yeah. Mosey on down the crooked trail, or however the fuck you say it.
All right. So,
Test three bitches.
what's going on? I know we didn't stream last week and all. Terribly sorry about that, guys. But you know, to be for real, we just decided that it was probably not the best time for us to stream. And we had a lot of stressful things going on in our lives. So we both just decided, you know what, it's probably best for us to sit back, sit on that hiatus a little bit. But we are here. We are back. I am your host, Saucerin. And to the side of me is also your other host, Mr. Archer. So I know a lot of people, they want to talk about like all this crazy stuff, right? We're not going to talk about the crazy stuff. All we're going to say is that, long story short, that we appreciate everything. We not just appreciate, the world's crazy. We don't want to add on to the craziness. We just want to go ahead and think about positivity. Cause like we discussed this, we did, like me and you discussed this, and we was like, should we talk about this serious stuff that's going on? And we just decided that it's not we're not going to, and it's not because that we have varying opinions or anything like that. It's just for the sole fact that we figured that the best thing to do is just to focus on the positivity. So that's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna focus on the positivity. Yeah. So hopefully everybody's doing good. Hopefully everybody's, chilling. I'm chilling. I'm sorry, my Twitch is having issues. And I'm not sure why. Well, actually, it's not that I'm not sure why. I know why my Twitch is having issues. So y'all just gotta give me a second because if you haven't noticed, I changed my Twitch streamer name to the Villains Club because this is not about me. This is about the club, and I'm in all supports with the Villains Club. So this is what we're doing. So that's congratulations to that. So I'm super happy about that I finally got to change it, and that we are officially a thing. So that's awesome. I'm currently putting in these tokens because I'm just an idiot and didn't think that I had to do that because I'm an idiot. Let's just be honest here for a second. So that's the reason why I'm kind of doing like just weird. That's like the reason why I'm like staring down and stuff, and I'm constantly stumbling over my words and stuff because I'm trying to fix things without even thinking. Like where we started like an hour late because we just been trying to decompress and just chill.
And even then, today is going to be a short one, so we can go and hang out with our friends.
That is true. So today is going to be a short episode.
So we can hang out with our friends and do what we do best. And
yeah. Because right now we're still we're still in a state of just complexity. We're still in a state of decompressing, and I'm a man of my word, and I did say we're going to stream today, and we just wasn't sure if we wanted to stream longer or shorter. But we decided to have a short stream today because, quite frankly, we're still just trying to decompress from all the stress that we've had over the week. But we're going to still talk about some good things because a lot of good things have happened within the week in gaming itself. First thing I want to talk about is Royal Crown. If you have not played, if you have not seen Royal Crown, it is like what happens if Ragnarok, League of Legends, and Fortnite had a baby, and that baby was actually fun to play. Yeah. So Ragnarok is not Ragnarok, Ragnarok. So Royal Crown is really fun. I'm definitely enjoying that. We've been playing it for like the past 2 weeks. So that's really fun. We do have some projects in the work. Should we talk about one of those projects?
I mean,
the GT one. Get back into streaming games, and particularly just the family nights with that.
Oh, that sounds like a good idea. Hey, listen, you got to be real plain with me tonight because the old boy found the rum.
Yeah, he did. He definitely found that rum punch.
And what's really messed up about it is that I made this rum punch like 2.5 weeks ago.
Is that the one you
And-
made? Really? When I was down there with
Yeah,
Moms?
when you were here. Yo, and this shit's been sitting in the back of the refrigerator, just doing nothing but deadlifts and bench presses,
Oh.
just gathering strength.
Oh.
So I'm fully prepared for this to just uppercut me right into my bed.
Okay. Well. Yeah. Yeah. I'm kind of wish I should have brought some. I should have brought some of that with me. I should have took like half of that with me. That shit looked good. Yeah, that shit looks so good. Well, yeah. So as far as in the gaming, like I said, short stream. We're only gonna do this for maybe about an hour. So we got like 50 minutes, in here. So yeah. So Royal Crown is definitely what we've been playing. Me, him, and the other member, Don Maku. We've been playing that. We've also.
Not forget Morgan Sola.
But they don't. Yeah, but they don't play Royal Crown.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the Grand Theft.
Not
Ah!
that yet. Not there yet.
Oh, not yet. Okay, my bad.
So what we were talking about, I mean, if you want to tell him.
What about no? Let's ease into it. You know.
Let's ease into it. Okay. We don't want to over that.
Yeah.
We are looking into doing some role play, D&D style, where I will be DMing, and with that, we're going to be doing a story. I'm actually working on a story. We had Morg Soul, who's another member of the Villains Club. We had her choose the setting, and we're going to do that. So I'm going to be working on that story. I'm not going to tell you guys about that, but just let you know that should come in, because I'm just trying to do, even though we're doing a podcast like once every week, I want to put more content onto the YouTube channel and stuff like that, besides just a podcast. So I want to put more content, and one of those things is that we definitely want to get into some tabletop D&D, RP, and streaming, things like that. And you'll probably when we do those, you'll probably be finding like myself streaming it with Don Maku, Morg Soul might be streaming. Like all of us might just have our streaming channels, our solo stuff done, because we all do solo stuff as well. What else? We also want to start doing game reviews. So we want to start doing game reviews and putting that onto the YouTube as well. So hopefully trying to get that YouTube channel up and running. So we also want to do that. We still have the podcast on Anchor.fm. Clearly, that's what we're doing. Yeah, I mean, so like we got that stuff going that we're trying to work out. I want to take a what's it called? A stab at doing short video clips of like 5 minutes, like 5 minute script. Right? If you ever seen the show Red versus Blue, I want to start doing things like that. Whereas, you know, we use in the game, we have scripts, we have some voice acting, and just basically just like a comedy thing. We've already kind of figured out the game that we're going to use. We are going to be using Grand Theft Auto 5, and we're going to be using that and try to do like a Grand Theft Auto 5 script type thing where we're just, you know, having fun and writing that out, which leads us into another thing that we're going to be streaming. We'll probably be streaming Grand Theft Auto 5 with all of us, and just shenanigans that we do. So we're probably going to start doing Grand Theft Auto 5 actual streaming. And good to see you, cooking dinner, and I'll be sat down for the night. All right, what's up, Video Bird? Thank you. I mean, it's going to be a short stream, Video Bird, so I hope you ain't going to be taking too long. So we're going to be doing that as well. What else we got? Because like it's been a while since you guys seen us. Like it's been about 2 weeks since you guys seen us. And I want to start making and doing more, and start doing more things. So I'm not going to be streaming as much. So I will probably be streaming. It's still maybe once, twice, or 3 times a week. off of my personal, or not, but off of this, the Villains Club thing. We'll probably be doing that. But I want to start putting up more content creation on the YouTube so that we can start, just having more stuff for you guys to be entertained with. And once everything starts going, we start getting back to ourselves. Cause like I said, me and Archer, we're not 100%. Like right now, we are not 100% at all. I just really want to do this particular podcast and stream just so you guys can know that we're still alive. We still here. You ain't getting rid of us. But we just want to give you like a state of the address, a wake up, like, hey, we're back, but this is what is missing. And I still want to give you a little bit of content that you guys can look towards. So, like I said, just talking some games and stuff like that. So we're still trying to figure this whole thing out with this podcast and with like the whole brand itself. We just want to figure everything out. If you were here while we had the beginning of the show, and actually I'm gonna let this man talk about it, because he knows more about music than I do. I mean, that's just being frank. So what you guys were listening to, if you were here, it was actually from this little band that's got together and they're starting to work on some music. And I guess they have a little announcement. Did you want to break that news for that little bit announcement right now? The one that you put on Instagram?
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. We released another track. Mm-hmm. You can, like, follow and pre-save it and whatnot before it's available to public. Yeah, so that's how that's going. And there's still so much more material to come in. I posted the links in the chat here. Let me see. Do it again. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. Well, I guess we'll post them again at the end or something.
Yeah. So basically, the Fifth Horseman, they've announced that they're going to be doing, is it an LP, an EP? An EP. Couple of tracks.
Actually, you know what? It might be an LP. The way the things are going.
Really?
Yeah. Because the really big, we have like this epic saga that's being done, and it's comprised of, 4 songs, and an interlude. Like it might not necessarily be a song, but it's a departure from the tone and pace of the other song. So it breaks things up. And once we release it, if you have an idea of the source material, then you'll understand. But otherwise, we're gonna give you some hints and such.
Okay.
So the people that aren't in the know necessarily, will still be able to enjoy the narrative and the music itself.
We're going to give you a little clip, okay, just in case you missed it. I'm not going to play the whole thing. Just give you a little clip of one of them. So here we go.
Test 3, bitches.
Yeah, this be the
pause it.
Prelude.
Yeah.
All right, so what he's playing is excerpts from the first 2 tracks, Hungering Thorn, Prelude to Madness, and Hungering Thorn 2, Massacre at Palamon.
All right. Here we go.
Test 3, bitches.
Yeah, this be the Hungering Thorn. Prelude to Madness.
That's all you get. That's all you get. That's all you get.
Oh,
That's all
the
you
slot
get.
transition. That's what you're gonna do, man.
That's all you get. You don't get no more. You don't get to hear no more yet. I gotta wait till the finishing. Those are just the sound checks. That's just the testing. You know, that's just them getting their vibe in. You know, y'all don't get to hear the rest. But that's okay though, because it's gonna be an amazing album. I'm super excited. I can't wait. I've been listening to the samples they've been throwing at me. I'm super excited about it. They got their Spotify channel up and running, and they got also the Facebook group. So if you look for the Fifth Horseman, they have that on their Facebook group. You'll be able to get all the tags and stuff on the Anchor.fm or on the YouTube channel when I upload the video and everything like that. So that's kind of like a big, nice little project they're going to be doing. So that's going to be great. That's going to be great. Okay, so I know, like I said, we've been talking about, let's see, what else is going on right now? Like, I want to give you guys a big, just like this, everything that's been going on. We have been following, that game,
Outrider.
If you haven't seen Outrider, definitely check out on their YouTube channel. They've been doing videos. They do videos once a month, I believe. And they did a video about the game itself. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
Outrider looks so good. I think it's kind of official that they're definitely coming after Destiny 2 type.
Yeah.
It looks great. If you haven't checked out that video, you definitely need to check out that video. I'll make sure I put links of that inside the comments as well.
Speaking of Destiny, a nice there's been some fuckery in the Destiny community for a number of reasons. Primarily because the end of this season is coming to a close. Mm-hmm. That ends officially on Tuesday.
Okay.
Normally, Bungie will do a reveal, in the weeks leading up to the release of a new season. Mm-hmm. But the community in general has been really dissatisfied with a lot of the grindy content, where it's just like, hey, here's something that looks interesting, and you're going to do this 3 million times until you are basically fed up with our shit.
Right. For
some cosmetic gear that will be deprecated and useless in the next season. So yeah. But if anyone's been following Destiny, the season 11, the Almighty, which is this enormous starship, was sent on a collision course to Earth, much like the asteroid that is going to graze past us next week. And Rasputin, which is a artificial intelligence in the Destiny universe, just laid waste to this thing. And they made a big hoo-ha about it. It looked pretty. It looked cool. There was some environmental destruction that was live. Mm-hmm. And then they just shit the bed entirely. They're like, yeah, we're going to announce the new season an hour before it starts. Yeah. And the prevailing sentiment is that they are doing this because there's so much focus on the fall expansion, which, bruh, not for nothing. They fucked this up. I'm uninstalling Destiny, and I'm done with Bungie. I'm just gonna pour all of my money into, Grand Theft Auto fake money, Riot Games because I'm a junkie, and Outriders.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm definitely looking into Outriders. Destiny 2 kind of fell off for me, because it's just I can play a game enough times and know it's going to be repetitive, and that's kind of my issue with it. That's why I fell off before that, before you did and everything like that. New expansion would be great in the fall if that's the case. if that's what the community is speculating, and Bungie was not going to do that, then Bungie needs to get their asses in check and start doing something really quick. But yeah, that's not. Outriders is definitely like I think I'm invested in Outriders, and I can't wait till they release the information on the Technomancer, which is they messed that up. They were supposed to be like, we're not going to tell you what this is.
Ha 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 ha.
We're not going to tell you. But then when you look at that video, it's just like, oh, it's the Technomancer because you guys forgot to put that in there. You forgot to take that out. So yeah, definitely look into that. There's a survival game that's out. I played a little bit of it, but then I had to refund it on Steam because, you know, bills. But it's a survival game that I am highly interested in, which is called The Last Oasis. That game looked so good. The Last Oasis was basically like Ark, if Ark, Sea of Thieves, and Conan Exiles with something else. If they all just, you know, again, if they had a baby, this is Last Oasis. It looked really nice. You get to build ships, and it's a survival game, but it's just different because every 7 days you have to move to a different server, and you have to move your base and everything over to like as the servers progress. Because every 7 days the land gets scorched, so it's your characters are nomads and they're constantly moving, and you're building these big old ships that are like walkers, and they're walking across the terrain and stuff. It's really looking nice. That game is in alpha testing right now, and you can actually get into the alpha testing for $30 on Steam, which is really good. I played, like I said, about the hour that I played into the game, I really did enjoy it. And like even though the game is in alpha, it's fucking more stable than Ark is right now. So, Last Oasis, definitely a game that you want to get into. Let's see, what else is going on in gaming right now? I don't think there's anything else really. A lot of Grand Theft Auto 5.
Mm-hmm.
We've been playing a lot of Grand Theft Auto 5, and just the amount of laughter that we have playing together, I'm pretty much invested that I'm going to be streaming that, and those type of games and everything like that when all of us are on together and we're all playing it. Actually, Don Maku, he'll be streaming tonight. When he'll be streaming late tonight, while he'll be playing. We're all gonna be playing together tonight. He'll be streaming that later tonight, in about another 2 hours, I think. So, if you want to watch that, that'll be Captain Don Maku, and we'll be doing that. Let's see, what else do we have going on? Let's see, we talked about the RP. We talked about Grand Theft Auto 5. We talked about Outriders. We talked about Royal Crown. We talked about Last Oasis. We talked about.
Did we talk about drugs in the community?
Huh?
Huh?
Did we talk about who?
What?
Oh,
I think that was Conkers.
that was Conkers?
Yeah.
I am so confused. I need you to stop that. Yeah, like I said, this like I said, this what we don't have anything really planned for this stream. This stream is really just for a just like again like a catch up for missing from last week. Cause like I said, you haven't seen us for 2 weeks. That's kind of what this whole stream is about. It's just a refresher. I'm trying to think what has been going on. I do want. Oh no. I mean, I guess I could say this. All right. This is what we'll do. Without getting into too much detail about it, I will say this. I hope that. You know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna get this off the chest right now. We're just gonna get this shit off the chest because if I don't, I feel like I'd be doing a disjustice. So, if you guys are out there and you guys are going through things because of this whole craziness that the world is going through right now, no matter what your stance is, I'm not even going to sit here and vilify and you know, if I don't agree with you, you don't agree with me. That is what it is. All right. But whatever you guys are doing, just be safe out there. All right. Shit is crazy. people are just having issues upon issues. Things are just piling up. And at the end of the day, I just want everybody to be safe. Plain and simple. We got to get back into putting positivity in this world. I've been spending the last week just talking about everything from riots, protests, opinions, and I've shifted my whole vernacular. Instead of sitting here and calling people out as, oh, you're a racist or prejudiced or this and that, I've now turned myself into teaching and helping, stating my point and just trying to bring positivity back into the communities of not just African Americans, but also as Caucasians and Latinos. I've been focusing on just bringing positivity. And that's really where my head has been at this whole week. And that's one of the biggest stresses because, I have friends and friends who are just like, oh, hey man, I hope we're still cool, this and that. And I'm just like, yeah, stop being weird about it. And it's just like, I just want everybody to be safe. I just want positivity. I just want all of us to just use your fucking heads,
And your word.
And your
Use
words.
your words. They are not mutually exclusive.
They're really not. And that's just really where it's at. I just want everyone to be safe. I want all this craziness to be over, but I don't want it to be over and just brush it under the rug. And I want revolution, but I don't want revolution at the cost of innocent folks. We have so many people who are just getting injured. Like the one young lady who died because she was tear gassed and they activated her asthma.
Wait, please choose another word, man. Activated her you act like it's the fucking the X gene. Like she's going to go to Charles Xavier School for the Gifted. No, she's dead. Fucking triggered an asthma attack. Please.
They triggered an asthma attack. I'm sorry. They triggered an asthma attack. It's sad.
You made it seem like, they did what they did to Steve Rogers and Omega Red, get in the chamber with the gas.
My bad.
Now you're a hero and or villain.
My bad. They triggered her asthma. They killed the poor girl for standing up and protesting for what she believes in.
Tell every
go ahead.
Share with them what you share with me about the old lady
in the park. Oh, you mean the one? Oh, in Milwaukee.
Oh, it was Milwaukee. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So she pulled her car up. So she pulls her car up in front of a protest group and gets out of her car. And then proceeds to walk towards the group, telling her that I'm not moving, standing her ground. The protesters came up to her to yell her away, basically, and she spit in a young African American's face. So then,
look, can we give a round of applause for the young man who did not duff that bitch immediately afterward?
He was
showed such restraint and poise. Because you could tell that was a kid.
Yeah, he was. She definitely spit in his face, and he was surprised and shocked. But then when he started getting upset, it was more so thank you to the people around. They were able to pull him out, and then when people were coming up and trying to shout at her, they still kept their composure. And then actually some people were protecting the lady so that nobody would attack her. And the BLM people they were making sure that nothing happened to her and made that she was able to get on her way. But the craziness with this story, because it doesn't end there, is that she had called the police because she was fearing for her life. So the police, ended up coming to her house later on that night, and they arrested her. They don't know what the charges are, but they ended up arresting the lady who spit on the boy, which is bravo, And we also got the thing where Minneapolis have announced that they are disestablishing all of their police. There's going to be no more police department in Minneapolis. So they are breaking that down, and they're going to create a community-led safety thing. So it's actually, yeah. So they're getting rid of their police force completely in Minneapolis, and they're going to create a community-led safety. I can't remember the last word, but
they're getting ready. They're getting rid of the police department.
Yes.
In lieu, and they're trading that in for a glorified neighborhood watch.
Well, we don't know what the full details on the situation is. The terminology that they use sounded like that, but
That's scary.
It is. I mean, it's scary, but it's not. And this is why I say this. Okay, here we go. A community-led public safety. That's what they're calling it. So it says Minneapolis City Council members have announced their intent to disband the Minneapolis Police Department and invest in community-led public safety. So a lot of small towns have a system like that, and it actually works out in those towns.
Okay.
The whole world is going to be looking at Minneapolis right now as patient zero.
Yeah, because that's an enormous city.
Right. If this works out very well in Minneapolis, a lot of other cities will probably take count into that. So since we don't know the details of what this is going to be about, and since we don't know what the details is going to go on this, my thing is, people are sitting here talking about, oh yeah, we're letting the inmates run the prison, run the asylum, and shit like that, and I'm just like, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what this is. We don't know what the full details are. If this is allowed to go through, we don't know what's going to go on. So,
you know what? And this will be the first and last thing I'll say on the topic.
Go for it.
I'm going to meet this with the same energy that people who voted for Trump did. Let's wait and see what happens.
Yeah. Just wait and see what happens. I totally agree.
So there's that. Can we?
Yeah, we're wrapping that up. Yeah, we're wrapping that up. All I said. So that's. Yeah. The last thing on this whole thing that I'm going to say is that for those people who say that protests don't do anything, this last week have been so many positive forms with the world, with the United States, because of protests, and so much reform. So when people say protests,
not just here though, man, worldwide.
Well, worldwide, yeah.
If any of the viewers are into the K-pop pretty boys, the homies in BTS donated $1 million to the movement, man. Now I don't know specifically what part of if they just went to PayPal and put in hashtag BLM. I don't know if there's a pass through to certain groups.
Yeah, now that I think about that, yeah, I don't know, but I mean, they donated. I mean, they put to the movement. Like the world is people marched in Ireland. Was it? There was a BLM in Ireland. There was BLM in Africa. There was BLM all over the world, which is crazy.
That's what's crazy to me. If I hadn't known people that have been to Ireland before, bro, this nigga's in Ireland.
Yeah.
And Black Irish are not black people.
Yeah.
That's an important thing to distinguish.
Right.
Yep.
So yeah, the world's been crazy. Last week things have been going in the right direction, and finally I can get that out of the way, because I know a lot of people were wondering what my opinions and views are, and as of right now, on my Facebook, I'm I'm done with all the negative stuff. I'm just trying to put back to positive and put things in.
I just blasted mine, and
Oh,
all I post is memes and booty pictures, and I got fed up. Like, how does that happen? How does a troll get fed up with being trolled by idiots? Like, come on, man.
yeah. So yeah. So that's where. Yeah. So we're all right. So we got rid of all that. What we, what in the world?
Huh?
So yeah, Archer's turned his camera off somehow. Or you know what he's probably doing? He's probably sending his booty pics.
To who?
I don't know. Who you send your booty pics to?
Nobody.
The lies he tells. Oh wow. Hey guys, look, it's Tony Stark. God, your eyes look creepy in that mask. You guys who are listening to this on the podcast, you can't witness this horror that I'm seeing right now. It is a horror. Like his eyes look so like.
Yo,
Oh,
now
God.
check this shit out.
Are you really going to sip a drink that I? No, dude, stop that. This has to stop. He is actually going to. You are really going to sip that rum through your Iron Man mask. He is actually doing it right now. This is. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is horrible. This is horrible. So yeah, that's kind of everything really. Yeah, I mean nothing. I mean there's a lot of other stuff that's been going on, but I mean we just had to get all that out the way. Like it feels good to relieve that. Next week we're gonna try to get back into normal rotation and stuff like. Did you bring the whole jug out?
Huh?
Oh my god! You might as well just put the straw in there and just drink that.
It's too far down.
You just lean it to the side, just like.
What? No. Then I'll pour it on me.
Yeah, you probably will. You have no coordination. Or your arm might give out. Your arm might give out, you know.
I wish people could see my frustration.
Take that fucking mask off and they could. Like.
What mask? Swear to me!
Oh god. Where is he?
She was mine.
Fuck. We're gonna get back into the swing of things, guys. We're gonna, like I said, today I had a plan, and then it was just like, you know what? It's just let's just try to do like a quick rush up because, like I said, we're still in the. Wow, how are you gonna pull that off? You can't eat soup with a fucking fork.
Yes, I can.
Okay, you're right.
It's just gonna take a while.
You're right. Yeah, it's just gonna take a while.
Shit!
Did you stab yourself with the fork?
Got my gum. Hurts. Oh no! Fuck.
I'm so done with this shit.
Ah,
I'm so done with this shit. I am so done with this shit.
what I get for smiling and trying to eat through a fucking orifice this big?
Oh god.
No, Lou Dog, it definitely was not very smart.
No.
I have spent the better part of my early evening, mutilating, maiming, and or otherwise destroying brain cells with rum.
Yeah. He sure has. I've spent the better. Well, I know everything. I literally know you.
You don't drink alcohol. Well, you're a better man than me. I, on the other hand, I love it.
Yeah.
Not like, a crackhead or a meth head where I'll like steal from loved ones or pawn my valuables. to acquire alcohol. What?
Yeah. I will co-sign that.
Saucerin doesn't count though. Like, I'll take his coins and buy my own alcohol, and then he'll be like, "Oh man, those are my coins." Be like, "Okay, so what is it then?"
The one thing I don't understand is why all the idiots need to raid and loot stores. That's what I don't understand.
All right, I'll bite.
All right, go ahead.
So, there are definitely pockets of individuals that feel the need to express themselves in a destructive manner. In some cases, there are malicious actors that are not even involved, that are, throwing up false flags in an attempt to discredit and, destabilize what is an otherwise civilized protest. I have a number of friends that have recorded themselves on Instagram or on Facebook Live that have participated in some of these marches all across the country, and none of them experienced any rioting or looting. And it's just interesting to me because, I get it. When I'm angry, the first inclination we have as humans is to perform an act that's demonstrative of both our power and our frustration. But reasoning and maturity is the D mark there. We're better than that. And especially in a situation like this where the protest is no. I'm not saying that at all. Because I get angry about this stuff. But my first I'll get angry and it'll make me want to punch somebody out, but I'm not going to do that. And I'm damn sure not going to go and destroy public property, because at the end of the day, what's that going to do? It's not productive. It's not practical. And some people don't understand that because they've never been shown anything better. And that's kind of the point of the movement, is that sure, people are quick to say that all lives matter, and they absolutely do. Human life, no matter your creed, background, where you were born, what your last name is, the grain of your hair, the color of your skin, the length of your dick, the depth of your tits, the width of your hips. Wait, hold on, I digress. So any of those things, that's irrelevant. Human life is invaluable. But in the same breath, there is a systemic practice of minimalizing the value of, let's call it what it is, non-white lives. And it's not everyone, but it's enough, and it's also ignored enough, because an analogy or a parable, if you will. Say, for instance, you live in a duplex. If you don't know what a duplex is, it's like two townhouses that share a wall. Now, there are two different families that live in this duplex. They're independent of one another, but they still share enough space that what one does, intrinsically affects the other. So the coloreds on the right-hand side, well, their house is on fire, or, there's poison gas, or, just something that, actually, that's That's a bad. Okay, so the fuck, I can't think of the word. The people that come and do the inspections for construction and whatnot, you know, the white folks, they do everything. They dot all the T's, they cross all the I's. You know, they put the little dashy thing through the capitalized Q, all of that shit for them. But for the black people next door, you know, they don't have as much money. They don't have access to many resources, you know, time, whatever. So, you know, they're just like, all right, well, your shit's installed. It might leak. We don't know. We don't really care. You know, that is what it is. And then that gas leak, you know, is just permeating throughout the house, which could either kill them or lead to an explosion that would, you know, invariably affect either household. One way or the other, they still share that space. And because they don't have equal resources, representation, education, you know, there's just everything. And again, it's not, I think some people tend to get lost in the generalization. And that's where the dissension and the argument start. And I didn't mean to kind of vie off on a diatribe or anything, but does that make sense, Lou?
A little, yeah. Hopefully that makes a little sense. It's just, you know, like he was saying, like sometimes or a lot of times a lot of people just aren't raised to think with their heads in situations. And people like to use the hatred and the anger in people against them. And it's not even just like the anger that,
man.
Yeah, it's not even like the anger and the hatred in black people. It's the anger and hatred in white people, in Spanish people.
No. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. So you'll have you know, self-hate.
Mm-hmm.
Like you'll have black people that don't want to be black.
Mm-hmm.
Or, man, if I was white, I could do this or that. And then you have white people that feel like strangers in their own skin.
Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna call it like it is. It ain't that many of them white people. But how did Chris Rock say it? He was like, he says that, yeah, man, you know, it's something strange about being black in America, boy. You know, it's just like a white man would never trade me my shoes, and I'm rich.
Right.
He was like, you know, and it makes perfect sense. And the irony in that is that, again, Chris Rock is wealthy. Like, he ain't got Oprah, but he's up there.
He's up there.
And I was watching an interview with Neil Brennan.
Okay.
Neil Brennan is a white comedian who's really close with Trevor Noah, Dave Chappelle, Mel Hughley, Chris Rock, Paul Mooney, and all of these other like really big
names.
And he was like, Chris Rock wanted to buy a property in the Hamptons in New York, which is a notoriously
Caucasian.
You know, I don't say prejudiced. Yeah, we'll call it prejudice.
Oh, prejudice. Yeah.
Notoriously prejudiced community, and he wouldn't go himself. He sent someone there to represent him with a blank check that was white, so they wouldn't turn him away.
Yeah.
That is being black in America.
Yeah.
Sad.
Yeah, I mean, like he was saying, it's just like, and I've said this to a lot of people too, like, because, you know, being like, it's not that where people are saying like, oh, Black Lives Matter, is that, and this is something that a comedian was talking about, Michael Shea. You know, it's not like that they're saying Black Lives Matter is like we're better than you. It's not even that we're saying, it's just that we matter, you know. And he was saying, like, you know, like he said, like, what's worse, like, what's less than matter? Black lives exist, you know? can we say that? Like, it's such a controversial statement, you know? And they're saying Black Lives Matter because we are human beings, we exist. And when people say, no, and actually, this is a conversation that I had yesterday. When, you know, I was telling them, I was like, I have friends who I've known for a long time, 20 plus years. There's only three people who I ever call my brother, because I'm like the only male in my generation. I was raised around nothing but females. Always wanted brothers, never had one. There's only three people who I call brothers. Number one is Archer. Number two is my boy who lives up in New York named Jose. Spanish guy, love him. He's like another brother. And then my third one is this white boy that I know named Rob. And Rob had hit me up, and he was like genuinely upset. Like he was drinking, and he was genuinely upset because he was just like, you know, man, like I just want all this stuff. I just want all this crazy stuff to stop. I'm upset, you know. And he was very upset. Like he was really emotional. And he's like, you know me, man. I don't, you know, I love everybody, and I want everybody just to get along and this and that, you know. And I understand him. And like when he says, you know, like when he says like he says basically all lives matter without saying all lives matter. And I know when he says it, what he's trying to say is just that he wants equality. He wants everybody to be together. He wants everybody to be together.
If I might interject,
Yeah, go ahead.
it's a principle in mathematics and science.
Mm-hmm.
There are things that are called constants.
Mm-hmm.
These are cemented in structured systems. They do not and cannot change.
Mm-hmm.
They are the fundamental framework of everything, again, in that structured system,
Mm-hmm.
as we understand.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that all lives matter is a constant. It does not change. But the fact that a gay white man who in a number of states still can't legally get married can be turned away in public places and whatnot, still has a better shot at life than a black man. Like,
Yeah,
that's the dichotomy of
yeah. And it's
You
just
know,
like,
of blackness in America, man. And
Right.
it's unfortunate.
and
And again, the same principle applies there, man. The LBGTQ, I know I'm leaving some off because I can't remember all of them. All of yous who are loved, all of yous, just want to be viewed the same as everybody else.
yeah,
Want the same access, want to be regarded the same. Like,
respect.
when I went to the builders and the like whatnot to build my house,
Mm-hmm.
bro, I can't tell you how many funky ass looks I got.
Yeah,
Like if I show up into meetings with important people and stuff, and they're just like, "But who is this jigaboo?"
yeah,
I'm like, the same jigaboo that you was talking to on the phone for the last 2 months.
yeah. And it's
But
just
just-
like, yeah, and it's just like, it's just craziness. And you know, like, it's just like that. We like, it's nowhere saying that, like I said, like people are, and like, and it's just like, again, like people are just saying like, oh, well, you know, all I, it's like, and with my brother Rob, you know, I understand where he's coming from, and you know, he's genuinely upset, and then he was just like, you know, in all honesty, man, I just wanted to like talk to you. I haven't talked to you in so long, and like they rioted near his house, around where his house was up in Manassas, and like the whole area was just like crazy, tear gas and everything, and you know, and it's just like he was so emotional, and like things like that broke my heart, and it's just like there are people who like he said, like it's a static. Everybody matter. We know this. The problem is that
Well, Paul,
huh?
news. All of the Ghibli films are available on HBO, so I'm going to share my Xfinity stuff with you later on because it's finna be a marathon.
Oh, bet.
So sorry, continue.
Yeah. So like it's just like we understand that. Like we're not saying that. We're just saying that we want to be viewed equally. We want to be viewed without, like someone was asking me, just like, and I was just basically telling them that when a police, and this is the best example I can give you. If a police officer pulls you over and you are a white person, and I hate saying white because obviously you're not fucking white, you're tan, whatever. I hate saying that. Me personally, I've always not liked saying it, and
You should be able to say you're a person,
right. And like I said, I don't even like calling people black people. I just hate that shit. It's me. It's like personally, I've always found that stupid in my head. But
use
like
a sour in your mouth.
right when a police officer pulls over a person of Caucasian descent or whatever, European descent, however they want to fucking call that shit. I don't know. There's so many fucking tags. Your first thought is, oh man, I sure hope my tags are okay. Or, oh man, I wonder what the police officer is pulling me over for.
First thing for us,
the first thing that we
didn't have a bad day.
Right. It's just like, I hope that I don't get my ass kicked. I hope that this guy's nice. I hope that I don't, get put to jail. Because we are raised with fear in our hearts. And it's almost to a point where that it's ingrained in us, even without saying it. It's like, it's just through culture of us, the way that we grew up.
It's indoctrination because that shit happened.
Yeah.
Our parents and our parents' parents, man. Like, it's not like it happened 100 years ago. Nah, this shit happened in the 80s, the 70s, the 90s.
Yeah.
It's happening now. Like, come on.
And then, like, even in, like, our movies, when you see mostly black-dominated movies, it's happening. It's just so much. And this is stuff that we're brought up on. This is so much stuff that we're raised on. We're raised to fear police officers. We're raised to realize that no matter what we do, we will never be equal. It is better in this country to be a poor white person than a rich black person. It's just like, these are things that we grew up in. These are things that we are just a part, and this is like normal for us. So like, even with like, people, with people stand up for protesting and stuff like this, and like white people are defending like equality, and they're defending us and things like that. To us, this is just Thursday. Like, this is just normal for us. Yeah. And I am so appreciative of I'm appreciative of how much support that we're getting, but I'm also sad at it at the same time. Because the fact that it's 2020 and we're still at this fucking point. And I've talked about it so many times where I've just told people that it is really disheartening when one of my friends has to ask on her Facebook, how does she talk to her 6 or 7-year-old about how us people of color are not equals to them. Mm-hmm. It's sad when they have to use their quote, their white privilege to talk to a police officer and ask them, how are the police force in her county is helping train their units and to help to deal with Black Lives Matter and people of color, so that the things that happen with Floyd don't happen to them in their county. And when the police officer's response is that, well, they have a lot of training for LGBTQ, but they don't have training to deal with situations like BLM and people of minorities, that's fucking sad. Because if I was to ask that same officer that question, I may or may not get considered being unruly, depending on who that person is. I'm not saying that particular officer would have done, because I don't know this guy, but it's a possibility that he might feel a type of way. And I have to consider that whenever I ask questions. Like, for me, I've been put into jail before because I called a police officer an asshole because he was acting like an asshole. And he, not only did he put me in jail, he knew the magistrate and told her to keep me overnight as if to teach me a lesson.
Oh yeah, there's nothing worse than being made an example.
And that's happened to me. Another thing that's happened to me was that I was sitting on a sidewalk with a twisted knee after an argument that I had with my ex-wife. I got out the car and decided I was going to walk home. She drove off. As I was going my way home, I twisted my knee. I was sitting on the sidewalk. The sidewalk just happens to be at a turn where the police station is right down the street. As I'm sitting on the sidewalk waiting for her to come pick me up, within 3 minutes, I got surrounded by 12 police officers being unruly and just disrespectful to me. And, let's say, well, it looks really suspicious that you're sitting here on the sidewalk. And I'm just like, how the fuck does it look like I'm being suspicious if I'm sitting on a sidewalk holding my knee and I'm waiting for my ride? How is that? I'm not even facing the police station. I'm facing the other road. So how the fuck does that look just like shady to you? And if then a 13th cop came up, and that 13th cop actually knew me, and he had to tell his peoples that, oh, he's cool. I know him, guys. It's fine. And then he helped me up and pulled me to the side and apologized to me for that situation. And I told him straight up, it's not your fault. It's not you to apologize. And he was just like, yeah, I know, but I just don't want you to have a bad understanding. I said, look, I'm used to this. Like, to me, I'm used to this. You see the complexion. And he felt bad about it. So, like, I've had plenty of situations with police officers in my lifetime. And yet, I still don't believe all police officers are trash. I don't.
No.
I've ran into, matter of fact, that guy was awesome. There's police officers where I live at right now, and I've had run-ins with them because of situations. And out of the 4 that I've met in the area that I live in, only one of them I don't like. And she was just disrespectful to me. And, like, so I understand these things completely. I've had situations where when I was growing up in Virginia, I've been bullied for the color of my skin. I've been beaten up for the color of my skin. I've been called every black insult in the book, growing up.
Moon cricket. That
Moon
one was.
Moon cricket is my favorite. I'm not gonna lie. Like now I'm to a point when people call me racist names. If it's not like a really good racist name, I call you sad. Like I'd be like, oh, N-word, N-word.
Come on, man.
They'd be like N-word, hard R. And I'm just like, dude, I grew up on the internet. You're not doing nothing to me. Like, but then when you call me a moon cricket, I'm like, okay, that's good. But the point that I'm saying is that I've grown up with this kind of stuff. And this is normal for me. And yet, I still do not have an issue with white folks at all. A lot of my best friends are. And I feel bad for them because there's other people who they just don't want to get involved and then they're so tired of it. And I totally understand that. And like it hurts them to even get involved in this stuff because like it's just stressful. And it's just like when I'm seeing my friends get like I have a friend of mine who they were like, oh, well, you're silent, so you must clearly condone this. And I'm like, first of all, y'all not going to attack her like that because she just doesn't want it. Like everyone fights in their own way. Everyone stands up in their own way. So to sit there and try to vilify her because she chooses not to say anything doesn't make her less of a person. And we as black people have to stop thinking that because we're not absolved from this. And yeah, I understand you're fucking angry, but don't let that anger blind you. Yeah, so like, anger is a sickening thing. And I've been just so much trying to get my fucking feng shui back in order and get my chakras realigned and shit because of all this craziness, and it hurts me when my white friends have to keep asking me, are we still cool though, right? And I'm like, motherfucker, yeah, I'm still the same me. Like, that ain't changing. Like, so, like, it's just, everything's crazy. And like I said, I'm appreciative. And I don't condone riots, but I don't condemn riots. As I told them, like I definitely like without even knowing, I humbly believe in Martin Luther King. I am an advocate. I believe in everything that his teachings are. I believe in peaceful protest, but I also know that the reason why people are fucking rioting is because there is an issue with the system. There's an issue with the world. People wouldn't riot if there's not a fucking problem going on. You know,
Sure.
if everything was peachy, why the fuck are people rioting? Because they're agents of chaos.
And you know what? Here's something ironic for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I love my fire, and like I know that uh, as a black man, having like firearms on my person or in close proximity can be dangerous. So, um, one time, and this was about 11 years ago, the cops in my area were looking for somebody,
Mm.
and it was somebody that was friends with somebody that I knew, just 6 degrees of separation. I lived alone at the time, and I lived in a not so, I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't great either. And so it's like 11:30 at night on a weeknight. Everybody knows I get up early for work. So I hear this ignorant fucking knock at my door. And I'm like, huh. Naturally, I load my fucking pistol before I go to the door. And as I'm looking through the peephole, I'm holding it against the door, like, because it's somebody that I don't know, and they, whatever. They gotta deal
Yeah.
with the metal bender. But they're like, hey, we're looking for such and such, and I put my gun back in my holster, and they're like, hey, we're looking for somebody. I'm like, I don't know that person. They're not here. And they're like, do you mind if we have a look around? And they had a dog with them, dog, a fucking dog. And I'm like, yeah, sure. But before you do, I lift up my hands, I interlace them and put them behind my head, and I turn around. It's like, I do have a firearm on my person. I live alone. It's late. You're an unexpected guest, so please get that up off me before you do anything. I feel like if that happened today, I would not be here to tell the tale.
Yeah,
And that's sad.
that's very sad. Yeah, I mean, like I said, these are, and I know we said that we're not going to talk about, but I mean, this is an important topic that we just can't keep dodging.
It's going to come out.
Yeah, it's like this is an important topic that we can't keep dodging. I was trying to avoid it as best as I could, but it's just these are things that's been plaguing us, and these are things that we've been like, and the funny thing is, we don't have this conversation with each other.
We don't need to.
Yeah, we don't need to.
Black people don't need to. Because-
Sure, Lou. You can go ahead and post. You can go ahead and post a link, Lou. It's okay. Like we don't have this we don't have these conversations because we don't need to. Like he said, like we share news clips and stuff like that.
And that happens, man. That happens all the time. You would be, and these are the people that don't get the notoriety or the coverage that they should.
Yes.
Because in these types of situations, like conscientious and well-meaning people that are good-spirited, they're not going to let nothing happen, especially to a stranger.
Yeah.
Like, nah, man.
And this is the thing. Like people don't realize that. Like they think that, oh yeah, and they were like, oh, fuck the police, this and that, and like they hate the police, but then like things like that happen, and those guys are fucking kind souls, and they think, and we're trying to show them that, dude, we just want peace. We just want peace. That's all we want. We want to be treated equally. We want peace. We don't want to fight with you. We're so tired of fighting with you. We want to be. We just want to be civil. We just want to be fucking civil.
So, Lou, I just posted a link. It's because of parents like the ones in that video that the discussion needs to be had.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all we want.
You have people that think, and the dude outright says it, black people are animal.
Yeah.
That's
And-
why the discussion needs to happen.
I mean, and then like the discussion needs to happen because, you know, unfortunately, I don't care if people start watching me because of this or not, because our fucking president is a fucking shitbag. And when people say, "Oh, he's never said a racist moment thing in his life," and then
What?
I have a friend of mine.
Oh my god.
I have a friend of mine. He's a black guy, but he loves playing devil's advocate. That is his favorite thing to do at the job. And when people and like he's had the argument with actual coworkers who say, "Oh, I hate Trump and this and that," and like you know, I work for predominantly black people, black and Spanish is what I mostly. We only had like I think the one white person. No, like we only had like 3 white people in the whole store, and they're all gone. They all went to different stuff. But well, Will doesn't really count as he's like yeah. Anyway, he has like people will have this argument all the time. You know, oh hey yeah, you know I hate Trump, but then he'll be like, well why? Oh because he's racist. Well what did he say that was ever racist? Oh, and they can't answer it. And I'm just sitting here, and I listen to him, and like, oh, you must be a Trump supporter. And he's like, I never said that. I never told you what I believed in. But can you answer my question? So then he did that to me. So I was like, 1 second. And I just pulled up everything for years about him. And he was like, you are the only person in this store who's ever been able to show me. Like, I already knew. But you're the only person. And he's like, the reason why I do that is because when people sit there and start saying stuff about politics and things, it's like...
Sheeple.
Exactly. And it's just... Exactly. And I'm just like... I was like, you know what? You're right. And, you know, like, people do that. And, like, when I watch... Like, even on my Facebook, when I see, like, a lot of my black friends, and they start saying things, and I'm just like...
It's a fad. That's the only thing they're capable of doing. They're not capable of forming any independent opinion or thought because all they know how to do is groupthink.
Yeah.
What? That means you don't have any fucking identity.
Yeah. It's like there was this a friend of mine. They posted a link to this one girl who was saying that basically that. Like, it was... I didn't read too much into it, only for the sole fact that with the little bit of information I started diving into made my head hurt with the level of idiocy that this person did. But in a long story short, they were saying that, you know, the only way to birth real, authentic black people is by a black woman and a black man.
Hold on, what?
Yeah, and I'll show you that. But basically, it was this whole thing, and this person is just like, yeah, I know, yeah. So there's like there was a pitch, and this all started with a picture where there was these 4 girls. You know, 3 of them definitely looked like they were African American, but one of them was like lighter than me, like white girl type. She looked like a white girl. She was definitely had
Like this is like Alex's niece and nephews.
Right. And there was like
Can definitely pass for white. They are definitely mixed.
Right. They were basically selling. They said, "Oh, well, this person is not a black woman because both her parents are not this and that." And I'm like, that's the fucking problem right there. That's where we live right now. And and people are like, oh, well, you're talking about black people, and like you're defending them all night, and like so. I'm just like, no, I don't defend. Honestly, I'm harder on black people than I am on white people.
They got to be held to a higher standard.
Right. I'm a firm believer that ignorance should not breed ignorance. I'm a firm believer that equality is important. Everybody needs to be equal. We are all in this together.
To suffer the same.
Yeah. Like, we are all in this together. And the only way for us to truly be peaceful is that if we find a way to be equal with each other. I don't think equality is going to happen in my lifetime. I think it's going to at least take 3 generations. I feel like this year is going to be a step up. I know one thing for sure is that if we don't make a change, we're going to be going through another decade or decades of the same bullshit. And it's
I
just,
hope.
I hope not either. Um,
Like, I really hope that, because this same shit happened after the Rodney King stuff,
yeah.
Man March, and all that good stuff. And for a time, things did move. But then you start getting, people like, El Duce Naranja,
Mm-hmm.
and it just, like, how do you undo, fucking 30, 40 years of progress in race relations, in peace, love, and understanding in like a year's time?
Yeah.
That is obscene.
Yeah.
But, man, like, sometimes I just am of a mind that maybe there are some things that are beyond my understanding, and perhaps this is one of them.
I mean, I will say this. Appreciate, like, I've been seeing lately a lot of Spanish Latinos on my page who have been calling out other Latinos about their racism and bringing that out to the open.
Because, like, light-skinned Spanish people and fucking, it's the same. Oh God, it's white and black.
I've
Like, Puerto Ricans and Dominicans legit share the exact same blood. But a Puerto Rican will call a Dominican a nigga real quick.
Yeah. I appreciate people like Hassan, the dude from the Patriot Act. What's his name? The Desi American. I can't think of his name. Hassan. I can't remember his whole name. It's Hassan. He did a video, basically just recently about how racist Desi people and Asian people are.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah. The comedian that
Yeah.
has the variety, like the political variety show on
Yeah,
Netflix.
he was on the Daily Show.
Yeah.
But he made his own show. If you go on
Yeah.
Netflix, look at the Patriot Act. It's a really good show. I love fucking watching it. It's one of my favorite things to watch. And he did a video recently about how racism and being Desi American and how racist a lot of Desi people are towards black people. He was saying that as a culture, as a people, they're always there saying, oh yeah, we want to be like you and we want to do this and that. But then the moment, this all these rights and stuff, they're like, hey, why can't they just follow the rules and follow the law? Why can't they just do this and that? And he said, God forbid if you're Desi and you're dating a black person. Like, he really called out his own people. And like seeing things like that, like, I've never seen that before. I've never seen so many racists calling out their own races for racism. And this has been a really fucking interesting year. And it's not even over yet.
Mad niggas getting exposed and not even on the humble.
Right.
Like, they are.
Like, people are just getting, getting, like, it's and it's just crazy. And, like, and I tell people, 2020 is just getting started.
Mm-hmm. Like, we're barely through the halfway mark.
Yeah. Like, me and my friend on Facebook, we have a running joke that we do. And it's just like, all right, so in June, I have Decepticons. In November, I have Skynet. And I have Cthulhu in December. As far as what's going to happen the rest of 2020.
The Elder Gods, one of the old ones, will be the culmination of 2020.
Yeah.
Like, a rift will be opened in the fabric of time and space, and he will feast on, the souls of the many.
Oh, Debbie Harrison.
I mean, I'd be feeling like they need to turn the Large Hadron Collider back on. Like they turned it on once, and it fucked everything up. And now they're like, oh man, things get worse if we don't turn it on again. Nigga, you got to take that chance. Like we're already in the fucking darkest timeline.
This is definitely the darkest timeline.
It's already gone.
You know, yeah, this is it. And I'm like, right now, my only concern right now is just to make sure that my network of people are safe and taken care of.
I think that's the overarching spirit of the movement.
Yeah.
It is, and if some people aren't promoting or advocating that, then they need to be shut down. But bro, it's all about loving your fellow man. That's what's most important.
That's all it is. That's all we really want. It's just that we want to, like, you know how crazy it is when I'm dating. If when I was married, like I was married to a white girl, and when I'm married to her, and I get really evil and shade looks, and that's from black people.
Yeah,
Like
race traitor.
Yeah,
with that cracker bitch.
Yeah, it's just like
somebody that didn't look like you ever gave me any play.
See, for me, it wasn't even that. I just, that was just my thing. And it's just like, I don't want to be judged for the people who I choose to date by anybody. I look at, and I want
most because it's none of their fucking business.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, fuck them. I don't want to have to deal with that. I just happen to gravitate more towards white girls. Because a lot of the ones that I've run into have the same interests as I have. It's just that simple.
It's a bit of a shift. Like, I don't know what it is, but like, no, and this is also taking another line from Chris Rock. Everybody want to be a nigga, but don't nobody want to be a nigga.
Yeah.
And that couldn't be more true today. Yeah. Because look at the popularity and just
hip hop.
Hip hop is a black institution.
It's a culture.
Like the history will never show that hip hop came from anywhere but black people. Like, rock was taken from Chuck Berry. Jazz was taken from, like Satchmo and like some of the guys down in the South that, played in the speakeasies and whatnot. And then, some, a white niche culture, seized on it, and suddenly it's big. But globalization has led to that being the most popular form of entertainment around the world. And that concerns me because, like, rap and hip hop are a double-edged sword, man, because a lot of the shit that's vastly popular is not a message that should necessarily
be spread.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Like, I haven't even listened to the radio. I've been listening to nothing but old school. Like, I'm an old.
I listen fucking to Spotify.
Yeah.
The only popular people that I listen to talk about clothes and sex.
Yeah. I listen to old school stuff. Like,
that's pretty much like Kendrick Lamar, Schoolboy Q, like Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle was really conscious.
Oh yeah.
I like the baby.
I like the baby.
The baby's good.
He's chill.
Megan Thee Stallion with her nasty ass. Boy, she like a modern Trina.
Yeah, and like, no matter what you believe in, guys, like at the end of the day, no matter what you believe in, no matter what's, if you're the type that wants to go ahead and take sides, unless you want to be, neutral down the middle, I really want you guys to take away today's episode. I really want you, this is what I want you guys to take away from it. Whatever you believe in, as long as your beliefs don't hinder or hurt other people, that's all that matters. You can hate black people if you want to. Like, honestly, if you want to go ahead and go down that line and you want to say, "Oh, I hate people of color," go for it. But don't let that harm other people. Keep that shit to yourself.
Get mad if you get duffed in the street for saying something real ignorant.
Right. But like, just keep that to yourself. If you believe in our current government that's great. But like,
His own.
Like, to each his own. And I'm so done with like vilifying and not even vilifying. I'm so done with just the negativity shit. Like, if you can take away anything from today's, because this was a really emotional episode, honestly. Like, don't let it fool you. Like, this is literally emotionally taxing on myself and on Archer. For us to spend this much time, and like I said, we spent the first 20 minutes trying not to have this conversation, and we're already 31 minutes over the time limit that we were going to give ourselves. Like, if you're like, whatever you do, just be good. We gotta be better than this, guys. It's 20. We gotta be better than this. We got to be better than this.
Better be better, man.
Yeah,
it's
like
hard, brother.
Yeah, like I hurt because of a lot of my white friends. Like, I hurt because of them. Like, I hurt for my people always because clearly, like, I hurt because I've been hurting for them since I was born, since I was able to speak my first words. I understand that I was different. I've hurt for my people. But I tried to let that hurt bother me, and I actually spent a lot of my early years bridging gaps. Like, matter of fact, prime example. There was a guy that used to go on back when me and you used to be in A&E in Yahoo chat, and there was a guy who told me, and I quote, "You know what, Will? I'm not gonna lie, I don't like I hate y'all niggas, but you know what? You cool as shit."
That's not acceptable.
It's not acceptable at all. It's not acceptable at all. But someone telling
you to be in company of somebody and be like, "You're not like them." You mean people that look like you?
Yeah.
So then, by you don't like me.
Yeah. He told me, like, well, I don't like y'all niggas, but I like you. And I'm just like, okay. So it's just crazy. So we just gotta be better, guys. We gotta be better. Plain and simple. We gotta be fucking better. We gotta do better. We gotta act better. We gotta be better. If you feel strongly about equality and you really want to help out, you don't have to pound your feet. You don't have to hit the pavement and go to all these big protests. You can do the little fucking things like using your social media. You can do little things like, if you want to donate, even if you want to donate silently. You don't have to be a loud voice to help out. And I don't want people thinking that they do, because everyone helps out in their own way. So do what you have to do in order, if you really want to stand up and you really want to do things. Donate, help out. There was this one, and Hassan, he was talking about it. In the protest that was up in I think it was in New York, where protesters were running away from the police. This Indian guy opened his door and allowed like 20 or 30 some odd protesters run into his house to hide them from the police. Something as simple as that. Because at the end of the day, the real problems, besides the fact that the racism is the systemic racism, the government issues that we have in our government, and as long as those things continue, we'll never have change. I'm all for a revolution, folks, but I don't want a revolution at the cost of my friends and my family.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean just my blood friends, because everyone knows family just not doesn't have to be blood.
Nope.
So with that being said, guys, we're gonna go ahead and close up the show because me and him, we have to get ready for the fuckery that's gonna go on in Don Maku's stream.
Ooh, yes.
So if you guys want to take a look at Don Maku's stream, it'll be at twitch.tv/Captain Don Maku, which is like DONMAKU. Check him out. We're gonna be playing some Grand Theft Auto 5 on stream, and that should be great. It'll be fucking lit. So that's where you're gonna find us. You'll find us there. As you can see. Oh god. Ah man.
Nobody saw that. No. Oh fuck! No. Oh no. Oh god.
Oh god. Oh my goodness.
Let's run for this. It's too much.
Oh man.
Hold on. Let me do my shameless plug for
Oh yeah, go for it.
again. Yeah. Get those links. All right, posting those in the bottom here. Check us out, please. Like and follow. And maybe we'll start taking requests or something because we love playing music.
Yeah, Fifth Horseman, guys. If you guys haven't listened, if you haven't heard what we was playing tonight, and also like during Archer's little thing, I was playing the second part 2 to I was playing part 2. That second little thing I was playing out. That was actually them playing. So guys, check out the Fifth Horseman if you haven't already. Great music, and their LP or EP they haven't decided yet is going to be coming out. That project is being worked, and we might be doing little teasers and leaks here and there about that. Like I said, hopefully now that we've addressed the elephant in the fucking room,
And get back to our regularly scheduled fuckery.
right? So. The podcast we're gonna be on Sunday. Next Sunday we'll be back with the Villains Club podcast with myself and Archer. So we got that. Hopefully pretty soon we'll be doing the Grand Theft Auto 5 streaming. Because we're not gonna do it tonight only because Don Maku is all about him tonight. So we're gonna go ahead and support the brother. So Captain Don Maku, check it out. Check us out there. We're gonna be watching it, and we're gonna be doing it there. On the YouTube, on our YouTube channel, we're gonna be trying to get game reviews in, and we're gonna try to also get into but like game reviews for the most part. And if I'm able to do it, we're gonna get try to do like some like a little show using Grand Theft Auto 5 characters. So we're going to try to see if we're going to get that done. We're going to also try to do streaming for D&D, which is not, it's going to be D&D based. Or not based, but basically role-playing. We're going to try to get a role-playing. I'm literally working on this whole thing for RP. So we're going to try and get that on out the way as well. So hopefully we're going to be doing that. So next week, Sunday night, and we'll try not to start as late as we did this time around. And we're going to try and get that throughout the way. So like I said, we still got a lot of stuff that we have to get in order. We still have things that we're testing out. Like, if you guys thought that talking about serious topics in the world was good, and you guys want us to do more of that, let us know. Like, if you look literally below the screen, We have the email right there. You can send the email to there, or you can hit us up. You can hit me up or hit us up on our Twitter, my personal one at Saucerin, or the Twitter with the Villains Club, which is at the Villains Clue, because it was too long. You can also hit us up on Instagram at the.villains club. You can do all that there. So let us know if y'all like that or not. So yeah, I guess we're done. We're fucking done. So we're not gonna bring this topic up, by the way.
Godzilla approves of this message.
If you guys want to know where he lives, so you can send him hate mail, I'll let you know.
Hey, nah, B, don't do that. Don't do that. I want this.
Yeah, it's been a great show. This is actually a good show, and this has actually came out a lot better than I thought. And it felt good to do it.
It was a pleasure to talk with you, man. Break bread with you. I hope to see you again in the future. All right.
Yeah. Proud of us, guys. Aw, Aiden. I love you, girl. You know that. I love you. All right, guys. Let me stop flirting with her. Was a good show. I've been lurking. Yeah, I know you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So that's a wrap. We're good. We're cut. We're good. We out of here. Villains Club. Saucerin. Archer. We out. Catch y'all next time. Peace.